where my heart can remember. Told me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December. Where my heart can remember. Told me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash while I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash while I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash while I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. For the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We're back with another Music Monday. On this Monday, man, y'all smash that like button. Sub up to the channel if you're new, and if you haven't done so already, of course, y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers, occasional trial hauls, and y'all know this is Music Monday. Sign up for that sold out Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the chat. It is free to sign up. Normally, this would be the time where I introduce my homie Dunks. But I think Dunks on Mondays is just a busy schedule for Dunks. So salutes to Dunks, man. I'm going to hold it down. Of course, he got the link if he want to join the stream. You know what I mean? So we're going to keep the party rolling. So if it's a little bit brighter than normal because we on daylight savings time. So we're just going to dive right into tonight's topic, man. This one I kind of held off because I didn't do Music Monday last Monday. I kind of just chilled out for the holidays. So like pretty much, you know, we got to get back what it is. So you guys, if you haven't been living under a rock, Sean Kingston has been pretty much catching some slack lately, man. It says Sean Kingston in Florida jail after $1 million fraud allegation. We're going to talk about that tonight. And then we're going to talk about Lil Skies got arrested for a hit and run. So we're going to keep it pretty simple. I'm not going to be on this joint no longer than an hour. Again, if you guys want to catch up with me in any other spot kind of quickly versus just leaving a comment, sign up for the sold out Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the chat. It is free to sign up. I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. Just trying to make the true sneaker community back. Because, you know, we talk a little bit of everything over there, like I said in the beginning. So, we'll see all we got in the building real quick. And then we'll dive right into tonight's topics, man. Big Sean, I can honestly say, man, I kind of, even though, I mean, I guess we can classify Big Sean as like a one-hit wonder. You know what I'm saying? If that's how I do it. But this is my thing too. That's not a diss. I want people to think that as bad as that kind of sounds, to be honest, people like Sean Kingston and, you know, I don't want to throw anybody else's name under the bus, but you can, any one hit wonder you can think of, if you think about it, if they're still doing shows, think of, even if they're just doing like a show once a week or a show like twice a month and got a nice little healthy bag where, you know, they ain't trying to live beyond their means, they're living proof that, you know, at the end of the day, one hit is low-key all it could possibly take, you know? And that's just what I want people to think. You don't necessarily have to have, like, multiple hits. Does that help and make you better and more toward the top? Yes. But there are some people that's only had one major hit, and we still talk about them. So, I mean, it depends. If you come out the gate swinging, it's going to be hard to top you. You're only going to be as good as your last hit. So, I mean, most people not going to realize or remember your, like, you know, your stuff that didn't take off so well, you know? Like one thing I'll say about hip hop back in the day and music back in the day, it was weird to me to see like, you know, person would have like a good song or two, maybe two good songs on a 15 track CD, you know? I come from the era where we started the CD era. Let me touch the chat real quick, see all we got in the building. Looks like we got Junior, says, yo. What up, Junior? What up? When y'all smash that like button as y'all commenting out too, by the way, man. I don't ask for too much, but definitely smash the like button as y'all come in and out. It says, Slayer says, what's up, my peeps? What up, Slayer? What up, what up, what up? I guess we're going to just go ahead and dive right into Mr. Kingston, you know? And what's sad, like, his mom got arrested too. I'm going to see if I can, and I think she's posted bail, but I want to start with the original story where they got arrested and his mom got arrested, and they wrong for his mom's mugshot too. But I think I'll start there real quick. And apparently this is all over jury and like, I mean, I guess living a lifestyle that he's not really claiming. But I mean, what celebrity kind of really isn't doing that? But I guess at least the other celebrities, I guess, probably paying their bills. And from what it sounds like, I don't know. Let me throw this out there real quick too. This whole live is alleged and opinionated base. I don't know anything. I'm just going off what's already reported and kind of giving my 2 cents, but I don't know anything. I'm not a legal person. I'm not an attorney. As much as people say, like, man, go ahead and just go to law school because I'm a great debater. I'm gonna put it like that. That's the best way I can describe it. I'm a great debater, but I'm not like a lawyer. Because what I say, and the sad part, I think what really helps me is like because I've battled so many legal issues and lost. You know, my dad was telling me, I think it was like 2 months ago when we were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, I took that when I lost. I lost. He's like, no, you didn't. He like, you need to stop saying that. You may have lost legally, but you learned. You learned something. So like that's my thing, and that's what I really pride my parents on is like your failures can also be, what's the saying is simple, a blessing or a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Just look at it like that. And what I went through, I guess you can say those were just some very hard, tough, expensive, hard recovery lessons, but I'm still here and I'm still standing and I'm still breathing and, still trying to just take care of myself. So I say all that to say, like, I don't just speak this stuff without having. I hate the way I got the knowledge because I'll say this: if I could have got away with everything I ever did in life, I probably wouldn't have learned anything, and I probably wouldn't be here today talking about stuff like this. So I'm not gonna preach on my situations. I know what y'all like, man. I know I'd be like, it's hard covering cases like legal cases too without kind of seeing how you could borderline relate to it. So you know what I'm saying? It definitely touches like a nerve for me. And then we'll talk Little Skies, which low key, no disrespect, I rock with Lil Skies music. I really, really do like his music. But he hasn't dropped nothing in a while, and he's kind of been, and the stuff he has dropped, it hasn't took it off as such as his other bigger hits. I was anticipating him to be, but the stuff that not a hit, I actually like. You know what I'm saying? I could actually listen to a majority of Lil Sky's music. So we'll see what that's going on. If he did do a hit and run, and if he did, hopefully we can read between the lines of where his justification of what made him think to like hit and run. Because I'm just gonna say this: whatever you do legally and is gonna most likely end up back to you, you might as well stay there and at least try to tell your side of the story. I ain't gonna say it because the cops don't know nothing. And let me clarify this too: the cops and lawyers and judges are 3 different type of level of schooling. Think about it. Look how long it take to probably become appointed a judge, which a judge is most likely he used to be an attorney. You know what I'm saying? I've had an attorney that was a judge that stepped down as a judge and came back as an attorney, and ultimately I could read between the lines that basically he's saying like, yeah, it was more money on this end. So he says that, and I can see it from what they charge us. I would hope every attorney is, even the not so great attorneys is the billionaires, are low key living extremely comfortable. But they have staff, they have a building, they got stuff, a lot of stuff they got to pay for. I'll put it like that. Let me hit the chat again. The Slayer says, Big Bro Jay finna have the most fire sneaker rotation as a lawyer. Hey, chill. I'm gonna be honest, man. Y'all have been motivating me, everybody, because like the stuff I don't even like. I get into it before I even realize it. Like when I read this stuff, it's like my brain automatically like discombobulates it to like where it's like, well, what about this? Because all I'm saying is this about this, and my brain is able to as I've been through ish over the years, my brain is able to particulate. This is like you don't don't really know the laws, in my opinion. You can study that stuff all day long, but you don't really, and not saying this don't work because I'm pretty sure there's plenty of lawyers who haven't been in any legal trouble. Or maybe they got in a little bit of legal trouble and that's what like motivated them to start their own, like, hey, I'm gonna do this myself. Maybe that's the only thing that's pushing me. But I say all that to say like one of the best ways I feel like you need to learn the law and or you got to get in a little bit of a trouble. And I think I've been in enough where I had a whole bunch of slap me on the wrist situations. Nothing crazy where I was I've had a couple close calls where I was gonna have to sit for a little bit, but ultimately I realized like, man, they're gonna just see that this was really stupid, and it was stupid, some of the stuff I did. But I say all that to say you do learn like, all right, cool, don't do this again. And then you actually look up the law and be like, okay, well, actually, had I would have said this or not said this, that's where ultimately, long story short, And I'm gonna tell you guys this, and y'all can take this as my non-official like legal advice. If you do find yourself in a sticky situation and the cops are there, remember, by law, the only thing you're required to do is to identify yourself. That's it. And, you know, if they ask for any form of identification or your name, you have to say that. Other than that, you have the right to remain silent, whether they told you that or not, because they can, will, and will use it against you in a court of law. So don't openly start like volunteering information, especially if you get pulled over. Okay, especially if you get pulled. Again, I'm no attorney. Do what you feel that you do. Like, I'll put it this way: do what you feel is best in your situation. But I'll say my last pullover, right? Now I'm gonna touch on this article, but I guess I'd be going into my memory lane here. But my last pullover, right? Cop, I saw them. I saw them. I feel like I saw the cop before they saw me. But anyway, we had to come to a four-way stop, come in here, and I was like, yo, that's a cop. So I did the countdown. Like, you at a stop sign, you're supposed to do 3 seconds. So I said it out loud, like 1, 2, 3. And they wouldn't even go. The cop wouldn't go until I went. So I knew they was automatically running my tag. They were going to get behind me and run my tags. So anyway, I go. I was like, I know I'm not getting pulled over for not coming to a complete stop, because I did. But anyway, so I kept seeing them follow me for a little bit. Finally, they put the lights on, and it was a she. She pull up, and they asked the all famous question. I feel like this is the dumbest question that a cop can ask me. It immediately pisses me off. Like, now I've had some cops, I just have my license and registration, and I hand it to them, and they're like, thank you, come back, I got a ticket, keep it moving. That's a nice cop if they don't try to fuck with you. Because he's like, you know why I pulled you over? And it's like, yeah. You know, but that was cool. But this one, like, I really had no idea why they pulled me over. Anyway, so I pulled over, like, you know why I pulled you over? No. Clearly, if I did, I knew I wouldn't do it in front of you. You know, but I didn't say that. I said, no. And then it's like, your tags and stuff is showing not registered. And I'm like, oh, that's BS. And then so I pulled out the proof, which she was supposed to ask me for anyway. Then the chick goes, you're lucky you have this. And I'm like, bro, that's what they give you at the DMV, which is, ours is called like what? Something motor department, motor vehicle department or whatever. DMV drivers motor vehicle department, I believe. But anyway, don't quote me on that. But I saw her say, like, she's like, you lucky you had this. Anyway, she's like, all right, cool, I gotta let you go, but you need to go check this out. I was like, I'm not checking it out. I just provided proof. You pull. And then, oh, what killed me, right? She goes, this is a trick question. Because she had already pulled my stuff. Like, she had ran back. And then so she gave it back to me because she had nothing on me. And she goes, is there anything, really slowly, right? She's like, is there anything else you want to tell me? And so, like, this is where your chances don't admit to nothing, right? Because I travel a certain way. And I feel like I thought that was her case. And that may have been her question, was basically she was going to ask me if, you know, and I don't travel alone. I'll put it like that. And so I'm assuming she was going to ask for that, but she didn't. This is another reason why people get, like, popped, too, who try to admit, like, hey, I have a, like, you see certain stops where people think they're doing the right thing to admit that what they have in the car, right? And I'm going to say that, I'm saying this for YouTube. People think that whenever you have, like, whatever you're not supposed to have in the vehicle, whether it's a weapon, whether it's an open container, which you're not. This is my thing. If you have an open container, I get it. Because I've had open containers in the car, mainly because, I don't know if you guys can tell, but behind here, there's my bar. I know my screen is blurry because I'm messing with new settings or whatever. But I have a bar. And so, like, when I moved one time, I had to transfer my bar. I didn't want to put it in the back of the truck with all the stuff and then shamble and break the bottles. Liquor's not cheap for me personally. So, anyway, I loaded them up my vehicles in a box and I boxed them up, you know, and I was cool. But technically, you're not really supposed to do that, you know. But, like, again, you don't have to admit all that. Like, had I got pulled over, I would just gave my license and registration. And like, is there anything else you want to tell me? No. Now, they can search your vehicle when they do the whole lights thing, this, that, and the third. So, word of advice again, too. Again, no cop, no lawyer, just my opinion. and everything is just alleged here. But if you are traveling, and we're gonna say this with anybody, right? And then we're gonna touch on the Sean Kingston joint because I realize I'm really going in on this one. If you are traveling, right, with something you're not supposed to have, put it in the freaking trunk. You got the keys to the trunk, this and the third. Not they're gonna search all of it, but this is my thing. They gotta have probable cause to search the vehicle. That's what they say, where they can search without a warrant. So if you got it in the trunk and they come, because naturally, because I got pulled over and especially at night, there's two. I had them coming at both angles at one time. Pause, pause, pause. But the lights were coming from both sides, but I only saw the dude come from my passenger side. But they were all in my vehicle trying to find whatever they wanted to find. They don't ask the prop. They're not gonna ask the prompt to pop the trunk unless you hear somebody screaming from the trunk or your glass shatter in the back of the trunk, which would be very bad luck. But I say all that to say, like, don't have anything in the open because they're gonna search. They do a physical search with the light. Whatever they can see, that's not even considered an actual search. That's just something they see from the vehicle. So keep that in mind. But if they ain't done all that, don't admit to nothing. And then, all honesty, if they keep asking you with a whole bunch of questions, the next words out of your mouth need to be like, "I would like an attorney." Don't push it. And again, you didn't get this advice from me if you're gonna use it, and that's if you know that you didn't do anything, but they are just messing with you. Because the more you openly, randomly admit, they're going to use against you, right? But let me share my screen real quick, and then we'll get it popping on for this Big Sean case right here. Hopefully you guys should be seeing my screen right now. Boom. And just checking the link to see if Dunks is coming through. But sorry for the whole rant. Definitely been through some situations for sure. But we're starting with Mr. Kingston. Now, if you're not familiar with Sean Kingston, and I think I pulled him up here, he is apparently 34 years old. And he used to have a major hits back in the day, man. I know Beautiful is kind of one of his major hits, but I like that Take You There. It's like, shorty, I could take you there. I could take you. Like, I ain't gonna sing it. I'm not him. But honestly, Homie is considered really a one-hit wonder. I'm not sure how many shows he even gets booked. And to keep it 100, normally when you go to Google, sometimes you can see, there you go, events. So obviously he gets booked quite here. This is what I actually was looking for. We found it. So it looks like he's got a show. He's had one May 24th for Las Vegas, Nevada. He's got Alberta, Alabama, June 8th. June 23rd, he got Atlantic City in New Jersey. See more. So, I mean, he's getting booked and traveling off his music. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can see. Yeah. He's booked all the way out to August 25th. But if you think about it, these are one shows. How much do you think? And these are 4 shows lined up that he has. If we had a rough estimate, how much do you think he's getting a show? Keep in mind, he's also, if he's not been dropped by the label, he doesn't own the music and stuff like that. So how the 360 deal works, to the best of my knowledge, even if the person is gone, like, you don't own the masters, the record label, do you still gonna get a percentage of it? But you pretty much, even if you're not on the label, getting the full benefits of, like, pretty much somebody setting up your shows and making sure you good. If he's doing all this, it's a lot more work now. And again, he's admitted openly times that he was in a bad deal. And that was coming out of his own mouth, allegedly, And I'm not going to go down the whole rabbit hole of Sean Kingston. I remember when him and Soulja Boy used to run together, ironically, right? But yeah, he has 4 shows. If I had to guess, he probably gets, I'm going to say this, not everybody gets 100,000 a show. And even if those rappers and the people who are claiming that they're getting 100K a show, when the 360 deal worked, that whole 100K ain't yours. Some of that is the labels. Whatever percentage is, you got to figure that out. I wouldn't be surprised if it's all said and done, it's pretty much half theirs. But again, I don't know. It's just my best educated guess. But he's booked out, so I'm surprised, but again, this isn't like a major book. These are nice breaks in between if you think about it. I mean, he's got one every other week. Then he's got a nice little break between July and August where he could squeeze in another show. Who's to say shows don't get added in or taken away as well? You know what I'm saying? So we could keep that in mind. But let me touch the first first part, because remember his mom got handcuffed and arrested as well. Apparently, they think she's in on it. And let me clarify this: they wrong for mommy's bail picture. I'm not gonna disrespect that man's mom, but they wrong. They could have let her like, you want to put something on? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, she ain't like, I wouldn't consider her a threat. But then again, you never know who really about it. But let me touch this article. It says, Sean Kingston and mother arrested after home raid over 150,000 entertainment system he allegedly didn't pay for. And this is an update. We got that in parentheses. So keep in mind, this stuff kind of broke out last week. It says, let's see, the Beautiful Girls artist, which Beautiful Girls is one of his songs, by the way. The Beautiful Girl artist is accused of failing to pay for a $150,000 entertainment system while his mother was hit with a fraud and theft charges. Now, my thing is, how is she attacked? And they're using both each other's name to get certain stuff. And I did see that they come out and said that they were innocent, but again, looks like he's been locked up since then. So we're going to cover that too. I'll be on this one for like another 30 minutes. It says, updated May 24th. Says 12:30 a.m. EST, Sean Kingston was arrested in California hours after the raid in his Florida home. He was taken into custody following a performance at the Fort Irwin Army Base in the Moet Desert. Okay, got you. Says TMZ reports that 34-year-old cooperated and was set to be booked at San Bernardino County Jail thanks to Broward County Sheriff's Officer warrant on charges of fraud and theft. See original story. Okay, so Sean Kingston's mom was taken into custody following a raid on the artist Florida's rental home. So this is a rental home, so they don't even own the joint. I thought there was something they was. Man, to be honest, if you getting it, if you got the right, I was a guy, and this is coming from the guy who always saying like, buying isn't necessarily always better than renting. But if you do got it to put it out the way, why not go ahead and invest in you a great home and pay that joint off? And this, let me clarify this too. Even if you buy a home outright cash, the bills, it's still not like you, after you done paying for it, you done. You know, you still have the utility bill. The bigger home you go, the more utilities and air and all that and water it's going to require to run that place, especially if you got a pool. Then you going to keep in mind this too. Taxes ain't going away. Property taxes, no joke. And everybody has taxes, even the non-taxes, the states that don't have local taxes, they still got federal tax. You know what I'm saying? You still got to file something. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't a zero. And not many have that, you know? And I'm just going to put it like that. Pretty sure, like, because they still got to file for federal, you know? And they're going to see stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there's, like, local stuff like that. There's plenty of places that have property taxes. But let me get back to the original article here. Y'all definitely smash that like button as y'all commenting out. Appreciate y'all for coming through and kicking it with the kid. It says, according to NBC6 Miami, Broward County Sheriff deputies and the Doe Police SWAT team executed a search warrant Thursday concerning a civil complaint against Kingston-born Kingston Paul Anderson. Authorities also confirmed Kingston's mother, 61-year-old Janice Turner, was also taken into custody with multiple fraud and theft charges. So this is the breaking news right here. Sean Kingston home, and I think I should be able to play this one if there's no music. Let me see if I can get it to play.
This is 7 News and you. Off the top here in the South Florida rapper's home raided. 7 Sky Force with a bird's eye view earlier today. Good afternoon. This all happening at the home of rapper Sean Kingston.
Let's get right to 7's Brandon Byer live in Southwest Ranches with what we're learning. Brandon.
Here's what we know so far. Lorena, the Broward Sheriff's Office, has been at Sean Kingston's home for most of this morning. This all started sometime after 9 o'clock this morning. They are still there. An attorney who has filed a lawsuit against the rap star says this is all about unpaid bills. The Broward Sheriff's Office raiding the Southwest Ranches home of music star Sean Kingston Thursday morning after he was accused of not paying for a $150,000 entertainment system. The lawsuit was filed back in February, claiming he never paid for the merchandise. The attorney for the company outside of Kingston's home as the raid was taking place.
He says that he works with Justin Bieber and that he obviously puts on a big show here. This is a rental house. He doesn't own it. And he lures people using his celebrity into having them release things without him paying for it, and then he simply never pays.
He says BSO is working to expand their search warrant to enter other parts of the rap star's home as well.
He's stealing the property itself. He has a standardized script that he gives people, which is that he's a recording artist, and he certainly is, and that he wants to purchase these things, but he never pays for anything. He gets the stuff, and that's the end of the story. And he does it over and over and over.
Okay, so again, the Broward Sheriff's Office still here at the rap star's home. We have reached out to representatives for Sean Kingston, but we have yet to hear anything back. For now, we're live in Southwest Ranches. Brandon Byer, Senator.
All right, cool. So that's that story. And to be honest, so basically what he does is he pretty much uses his name, which to be honest, man, I remember Sean Kingston. Like, I'm at home. Let me look and see when his songs drop. Like, hold on, I gotta see when. Like, no disrespect, but when's the last time any of these songs dropped? Like, I gotta get the year on these joints. Sean Kingston's songs. Like, to be honest, I don't want to know about the new stuff. I want to talk about the stuff that what we know him for. So, ironically, you can't help but think about that. So, I'm gonna share my screen. Yeah, this has been a minute, but I feel like this is important. Sharing my screen, boom, should be seeing the screen right here. So basically, if you look, Beautiful Girls, what I think is at the top of his hit, he's dropped. That was 2007. Beat It, that had Wiz Khalifa and Chris Brown. That was 2013. And like the hits that I do remember, like, I didn't know there was a Beautiful Girls remix. It was another one, like, I want to know when Take You There dropped. But yeah, man hasn't had a major hit, even though he dropped in 2022. Which I didn't know that. So, yeah, Take You There dropped in 07 as well. So, 07 to like pretty much, we'll say 07 to 08 was pretty much his year. But really 07. Yeah, Where You Want to Go. Like, yeah, he's had some hits. But it's been a minute. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to diss him. So, yeah. But to be honest, his last major, he dropped in 2021. That's the earliest, and there's a 2022, but they obviously didn't take off where we actually paid them any attention. No disrespect, and they could be doing numbers, so I could be saying wrong. You got to contradict yourself, but I say all that to say, like, yeah. And now we fast forward to this, where here they're saying he's using his celebrity, saying like, hey, let me borrow this. I'm a recording artist, but I mean, he's kind of not. He may have a loophole because he's not lying. Now, is he probably biting off way more than he can chew, so to speak? Maybe so, but I think according to the news anchor here, he's saying the dude that was on there says he's actually getting it but never ever paying for it, and that's the problem. You got to pay for it. At least make payments, you know? I'm no convinced that some of the richest, wealthiest people are just as in much debt as the average Joe Schmo. Their debt just happened to be a little bit more bigger. I'm going to say this, because if a person really just was sitting on, and you also got to think, when they think of people's net worth, when they say they're worth billions and millions, they may not have all that physically in cash. So you got to think that too. Like, to me, it's like, yeah, that may be your net worth, but how much money do you actually have in the banks? I'm pretty sure while it may be millions in multiple banks, but I guarantee you it's probably maybe, half that. And that's still rich. Don't get me wrong, that's still rich. I mean, you still buy whatever you want to. I don't want to sound like I'm hating, but I'm saying, like, you got to take a lot of stuff with a grain of salt. These guys get these advances, and then the labels come back, and this is why people go in on the labels, where we took the advances, didn't know any better, didn't understand the contract, but I got to maintain this lifestyle that I once had, even though I'm not bringing in the same crowd I used to. Even we saw Method Man and Redman were saying, like, even they're, they can't perform for this generation, so to speak. But let me hit the rest of this article real quick, because apparently this is all over the entertainment scene, entertainment system, and then we'll touch on the latest with Sean Kingston, and then we'll transfer to Lil Skies and wrap things up here for the night. Again, y'all smash that like button as y'all come in and out. Says attorney Dennis Cord told the outlet that the raid was related to a civil lawsuit filed by a Verver Entertainment. The plaintiff claims Kingston owes $150,000 for an entertainment installation system, including a 232-inch TV. Sheesh. Hey, that's one. Hey, I thought like one of my coworkers told me like they had like a 70 or 80 some inch, and I was like, damn. I thought that was like the end all be all, but now this a 232 inch. So this is kind of be. I'm assuming this is like no regular. This is a theater system. It's got to be like equivalent to a theater. Says he likes having bling. He likes showing off his showman. Said Card, who represents the company. My client has $150,000 TV sound system that is in there. There is a lot about 1 million worth of watches that are in there. There's a 80K custom bed that was ordered. This is organized systematic fraud. The attorney continued. He says he's got basically a script. He says that he works with Justin Bieber and that obviously puts on a big show here. This is a rental house. He doesn't own it, and he lures people using his celebrity into having the release things without him paying for it, and then he simply never pays. I mean, to be honest, bro, some people don't care who you are. They need their money. And I'm just curious, how well did he practice this script? Like, to be honest, keep in mind, we just went down a rabbit hole. In my opinion, his last hit was probably back in 2007-ish. And he's still able to do this in 2024? Like, bro, like, it's just like that time when we seen, who was that? Jay Holiday was out in a Gucci jacket, but it looked plain Jane. And the lady was like, "Are you the valet driver?" And he was like, "Baby, do I look like the valet driver?" The valet, and then she's like, "So you're not valet?" He's like, "Valets don't wear Gucci." And she said, "So you're not valet?" Then he pulled a "Do you know who I am" card, and she didn't know who the hell he was. And to be honest, I probably wouldn't know who the hell he was if I walked past him right now. Hell, last, I guess, quote unquote celebrity I walked past and I knew who they was, but I didn't fucking entertain him because everybody else was Matt Barnes. He was in the soul food spot. And the reason I was upset, low key, not at him, but you know, everybody's I don't know if you ever seen a basketball player in person, and I'm 6 even, and I had to do this. So these motherfuckers started like 6'5". So I'm like, oh shit. And I was like, then it was Matt Barnes, and I was like, oh shit, you know. And then, but everybody, the restaurant had stopped in a shock. People's wives was taking pictures with him and everything, and I'm like, bro, like that pissed me off because it delayed my food, and I was really, really hungry. But anyway, let me go through the rest of the article real quick. It says the raid occurred more than a year after the Dream Watch sued Kingston for more than $900,000. The high-end jewelry company accused the beautiful girl singer of failing to pay for 2 designer timepieces, $534,000 Richard Mille, and a $378,000 Filipino Corbre. And I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but that's the billionaire. That's the big boy talk. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to wear watches. I know I wear little chains and my piercings or whatever. Because I used to tell people I don't like to wear jewelry, and they're like, "You're lying. You're wearing jewelry all the time." And I'm like, okay, I didn't consider that like the bling. But you know what I'm saying? You know how people try to come at you no matter what. So we got a quote, and again it says, he's 1% a scammer. Card told the NBC Miami, says he's on felony probation right now for trafficking and stolen property. He's got judgments against him for procuring more than 1 million in watches without paying for them. This is just an ongoing pattern for Sean. It's unclear if Kingston was at the Florida home during the police raid. However, he addressed the matter in Thursday's Instagram story. Says, people love negative injury. He wrote, I am good, and so is my mother. My lawyers are handling everything as we speak. That's a code for like stay out of my business, but it don't really mean shit. Cause whenever, I'm gonna say this too, and me and my dad had this conversation all the time, and then we're gonna touch on the latest with Sean Kingston. So he's now back in jail, and this one is just broke January 3rd, which is today. But I say all that to say, like, when people say like I'll get my attorney, I'm like, I'll get an attorney. I had one person was like, I'll get a freaking attorney, blah 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 blah. I'm like, you don't really scare nobody whenever you say, even when you tell the cops, I would like an attorney, you don't scare them. All you're doing is letting them know that, hey, I'm going to take longer to whatever, you know, I'm willing to spend the money to get out of this situation to a certain extent and make your day a living hell. What you trying to do? You trying to get a quick, you know, bump on your record? or are you trying to take it all the way to trial? But when people be like, yo, I'll get my attorney. When people say that to me, I'm like, that makes me automatically assume in their head they never had one. Because unless some people you can tell they got keep one on payroll. My family been in a situation where we had a guy that had one on payroll, and guess we settled with him. Can't even really speak about it. Can't say his name, no nothing. In fact, I'm pretty sure even if I spoke on it now, the statutes of limitations is way up. But I will say his attorney on record was great. That guy was awesome. But anyway, because he made a great settlement for us, and it was really, really cool. And, granted, it saved him while we probably would have ended up in the same boat anyway, and we would have been having to pay attorney fees. So I say all that to say, to get this long story short, people say they got attorneys. And I'm going to say this. I've had 6 different attorneys. And some, like my first 2 cases, my first 3 cases, I ain't have no attorney. But after that third one, I realized, like, man, you probably want to have somebody coming in here speaking for you, which still don't matter because I still had it with a judge, still had questions for me. Like, I would like to speak to Mr. Jones. Whoa. And I'll be so frustrated because I'm like, this is why I got him here. Just talk to him. We already talked. Even though he don't really know what sometimes your attorneys, and I'm going to say this, and Kwame said this too, sometimes I feel like you can do a better job just representing yourself, dog. But then the thing is, the judge and them people don't want to hear it coming out of your mouth because you're the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear it coming out of your mouth. You got to have somebody saying it for you, and you got to do it professionally. Like the stuff you see on TV where you see attorneys like yelling and screaming and stuff in the movies like Law and Order and doing all this, that wouldn't happen in a real court. A judge, if you come at the judge disrespectful, he won't even listen to what you're saying. He will cut you off, put you in contempt. You gotta, everything is Mr. and Mrs. And you know what I'm saying? It ain't no like short, none of that. You know what I'm saying? I know personally. It's very, very formal. And hell, to be honest, you get to the point where you're ready to be the hell out of there. But let's read through this article, then we'll touch on Lil Skies here. Pause to wrap up the last 15 minutes. It says Sean Kingston is now in jail in Florida after $1 million fraud allegations. Both Beautiful Girls artist and his mother have been charged. And again, this is from, I guess, today. Sean Kingston is now in jail in the Broward County, Florida on fraud charges. Records from the Broward County Sheriff's Office show that the Beautiful Girl artist was arrested by the Southeastern Florida Agency on Sunday. Listed charges include fraud, trafficking, stolen property, criminal use of personal identification information, grand theft, which is grand theft auto, which is basically stolen vehicles, which don't mean he had to go out and physically steal them, but if he was luring people in and never paid for them, then it's considered stolen. Because this is my thing. If they come to report, but they can never, ever find her to get to your property, then, I mean, what else can you report it as? It says, an organized scheme to defraud. Late last month, both Kingston and his mother were charged in the connection with the alleged fraud operation, said to have compromised roughly $1 million in goods. This was preceded by word that a home connected to Kingston had been raided, with Kingston himself later addressing the news, which you do remember that. And then it says, people love negative. We read that part already. When we reached out on Monday, a rep for Kingston said that there is no comment at this time. Complex also has reached out to Broward County Sheriff's Office. The story may be updated. Kingston was first arrested in California prior to the initial arrest. A lawyer representing a company in a civil case against Kingston, who released a song with Youngboy Never Broke Again just last week with WTV, and the singer is 100% Scammer. So I heard that song and I really wasn't impressed with it. Just to keep it 100. And yeah, and I know everybody goes crazy over NBA Youngboy, but he has his own legal battles as well. So we'll see how this goes for Sean. Hopefully he's not dragging his mom down with this too, man. And the mugshot, I'm gonna see if I don't even think I have the picture, because I was not gonna show that. So we got Sean Kingston here. We already kind of covered this. Yeah, I'm not gonna show his mom on this joint, man, because that's kind of not cool. That's how we're gonna remember her. But they had a rough image of mom up there, and that's kind of not cool. And I'm not gonna put that up there. But hopefully, I'm not gonna say he beat. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just reading what's out there. If all these allegations against him is not true, then by all means, let that man go and let him. And that's the thing too. I hate when you spend all that money, you can't get it back. Because I used to ask the story too, like, and this is a civil case, by the way, which basically means if he don't win, he probably could get some jail time. But before that happens, they're gonna give him an opportunity to try to at least buy off or sell some stuff and get it back. Usually that's how it goes. So I say all to say, like, he'll have a shot to, like, at least try to pay it back. Now, whether he will ever be able to achieve it, I don't know. Or it's going to take a very long time, because, I mean, these numbers, he's up to a good milli, and I don't care how rich you are. Every person that's like a millionaire, they will go and make a million. They don't turn down millions. Case in point, people like, why Floyd fighting that dude just for $1 million? For like, hey, a million is good money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Even though technically he don't have to do it, but then again, I've seen it where on the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne, even my dad said it's not just Floyd Mayweather, but we can just talk celebrities in general. If they really, and I told like somebody else that was kind of basing their life around them, like, if they really had it like that, I'm going to say, if you really had it like this where there's no way in hell every dime you spent, you could never lose it, would you really go out and continue to do this stuff? And most people going to say no. You going to say, like, I love what I do, and there are going to be those handfuls, but for the most part, it's like, bro, I don't have to do it no more. I'm good. I'm chilling. We don't have to do anything. But what typically happens, you upgrade your lifestyle. And when you upgrade it, you got to maintain it. So you got to go, like, you get $1 million home, it's going to, sure, you get $1 million home, the expenses to keep it up is probably going to take about a fourth of that. So now you need to make sure you're going to be bringing in at least, let's be nice. We'll say $1 million home, upkeep every year, bills, utilities, pool, all that, 8 bedrooms, all that. You're going to need to at least bring in, 30 to 40, probably more than that. But we'll say landscapers, all that, unless you're going to do all that yourself, which I know Rick Ross bought some tractors and did it all himself. But, I mean, he still probably has some people coming in doing some shit. But if you think about it, like, you got to, say you get the landscaping, that's going to be, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 to keep it up once, even if that's just monthly. You're going to be, long story short, you get $1 million home, you better have at least $100,000 to keep it up, maintaining, products breaking, stuff changes all the time. That's why buying could be just as much as expensive as renting. But last little 12 minutes, we'll talk about Lil Skies here. Lil Sky is arrested over alleged hit and run in Pennsylvania. Appreciate y'all for kicking it through with the kid. Y'all definitely smash that like button. I see y'all in here, man, for sure. But let's see, hit and run in Pennsylvania. Why is Lil Skies in Pennsylvania? I thought he was based out in Cali, but I could be wrong. Says so. Chambersburg, PA. Lil Skies has been arrested after he was allegedly involved in a hit and run incident in Pennsylvania. According to the Chambers Police Department, the rapper, real name Demetrius Frost or Foss, if I'm saying that wrong, forgive the kid, was arrested on May 20th after he was involved in a car accident and then fled the scene. That's your first thing right there. His problem was fleeing the scene. Whether it's your fault or not, you don't flee the scene because you automatically make yourself appear guilty. Now, there is an exception to that rule. There was a person I work with. I know what y'all say, man. You can relate to any damn story. My bad. But there was a guy who was on a motorcycle. He wrecked it. He didn't hit anybody, but he got the hell up out of there and left before the cops came. But it was pointless because it was registered to his name, the tag. So the guy was like, yeah, this is so-and-so. I'm looking for him. He dropped his bike. He needs to come get it. Now whatever he tells the cop, whatever happened, if he's smart when he told him, he should just be like, it just quit on me, so I left it there. I didn't know it fell over. Your word against his, he don't know. Even if it looks scarfed up, he got to prove it. You could have been like, yo, it's been like that since I bought it. Who knows? But I will say I know it hurt because when he dropped the joint, when he came to work, he was limping and all that. But again, I wasn't there. I'm not going to be a part of the situation. Hopefully. But let me read through the rest of the article. It says, Skies allegedly sped away in his vehicle after the collision without exchanging information with the person in the other car. So this is how this usually happens. at least for my state, if there's an accident on a public road, you have to, if you're going to pull it aside, pull it aside. But if you're not, you're not. But you have to wait until the police come and somebody getting a ticket, whoever did the scene caused the accident, but he has to file a police report. Now, if it's on private property, like if you have an accident on your own property that you live at, this, that, and the third, and also what falls under private property, these restaurants and stuff like that, that stuff could be considered a private parking lot or a public parking lot, even though everybody parks there, but it's up to the owner. If it's on private, that could be like somebody backed into one of my whips a couple years, like 3-4 years ago. Actually, it happened 2 different times, but it was on private property each time. The cops came because they saw how outraged I was, and people saw what I looked like, and the cops came. But he's like, all right, man, you fine. All he did was make sure we exchanged insurance information. Now, on the downside, if neither one of us had insurance, because I don't know about your state, but I think it's across the board, across the country. If you don't have car insurance, that's automatically a ticket. No matter who fault it is, you still getting a ticket. Because this is my thing is like, well, if you don't have insurance, that person technically don't have to pay for your shit anymore, you know? Because you're at fault because you're not secure either. Which again, that's how the law system it could be janky. Let me read through the rest of this article real quick. It says, let's see, according to the inmate records for Franklin County Jail, the 25-year-old has since been released from custody. Although the conditions of his bail and status of his case currently remain unknown, Skies has yet to publicly comment on the incident. Let's see, and this is the post. I believe DJ Academics posted this joint, and this is pretty much his mug shot. So he had his hair pulled back, with his tattoos. Hopefully there's more to this story, but again, whenever you run from a situation, you're kind of admitting guilt a little bit, to the law system. But also, you can pull the tag, and I know I gotta contradict for each and every way, but you can kind of pull the tag like, yo, I literally was afraid for my life. Well, why'd you run? Because I don't know, because I've seen this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got it. There's an alibi for almost any and every situation if you sit back and give yourself a little thought. To be honest, the best thing you can do, sit back, listen, pay attention, and see what they're about to ask you and prep yourself. But again, this is for whenever you reach the court system. So I'm assuming he's going to get it settled out of court. It's just not going to be cheap. It says the SoundCloud star whose rose to fame in 2017 previously opened up about his aversion to drugs, particularly lean and Xanax. Says, I'm not against people that do that ish. To me, it's just not a way of life, he told French outlet Rapfire Official. And I'm assuming this is like a article he did or a interview. Says, I don't want to ever rely on something like that. I'm scared. I'm not going to sit here and act like I won't do drugs. I know I'm going to have to be a bad trip. That's why I won't do it. He added, I'm not the type of person. My mind is too strong. I think too hard. I'm not going to put myself in that situation where I get effed up, but I've seen drugs really badly F up my friends. Got some of my friends locked up for life, and it's not for me. So pretty much the Nowadays Hitmaker, which that's one of his hits right there. And I actually do like that song. I'm going to be on this joint for like another 5 minutes, by the way. But yeah, I actually do like that song. So pretty much says the Nowadays Hitmaker recently released the mixtape Out Our Body Music, although it failed to dent the Billboard charts, which I'm not surprised. And I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to sound like a hater. His most successful project remains a 2019 debut album, Shelby, which peaked at number 5 on the Billboard 200, and he's since then been certified gold by the RIAA, Recording Industry Association of America. The project boasted appears from the Gucci Mane and Ghana and fellow SoundCloud rapper London Cube. London Cube, I think they did a great features together when they did songs. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to be on this joint for like another 5 minutes. So I'm very curious what the actual accident was about. Now that information seems to be unknown. I'm trying to see, but yeah, he says, let's see, I don't want to read too much, but is he based out of, let me see where Lil Skies is from real quick. before I get up out of here, because maybe that's where he lives and I just been living under a rock this whole entire time. And we will wrap things up here in the next 5 minutes, man. Appreciate everybody for coming through, but very curious where Little Sky is originally from. Let's see, do we have a place? I know he has one kid, so okay, so he was actually back where he is from. So that makes sense. I'm going to share my screen. He's actually from here. He's actually from Chamberg, PA, which, if I'm not mistaken, this is where the accident occurred. Let me double check. So you see here, he's 5'9", arrested. Yeah, Chambersburg, PA, and that is where he's from. So he's back, and that's how it be. It be probably he was down the street from his crib. Probably the same move he make each and every day with no bothersome, and some come out of the way out of nowhere. So it probably just caught him off guard, and you see he's all over the news now. So if you look at Lil Sky's net worth in 2024, what is the rapper's worth? Sure, why not? I guess we can glance on it for the last few minutes. But I think we've already, let's see, Lil Sky's, what happened to him, arrested, explained. Let me see if there's actually anything on here. If it's actually explained. Let's see. What happened to Lil Sky's departments? Let's see, May 20th, the rap artist was allegedly named Curtis Rapper, arrested shortly after taking into there. Why was Little Skies arrested? It says a car accident. Law dictates that when two people are involved in a collision, they are required to... See? Dog, did I not say this? I told you. Like my accident, you are required by law to exchange insurance information. And if you don't have it, you're about to be in trouble. Yeah, it says two people are involved in a collision. They are required to exchange insurance contact information so they can party a fault can properly cover the damage. And I guess he didn't want to pay for it. No hype in the building says driving, but here listening to y'all, appreciate that, homie. I'm going to be on the joint for another few minutes. But yeah, that's kind of how it is. However, Lil Skies decided to drive away instead of getting away after his car collided with another vehicle, which changed a road accident into a hit and run, which that's definitely against the law. Due to the reason the 25-year-old rapper was charged and subsequently taken into custody, he was recently released on bail from the Franklin County Prison. It is presently unclear. See, yeah, they don't even know what the conditions is or why he did it. So they're going to keep in mind. That's what I thought. So I just read this article real quick. They don't know why he ran. But again, you are by law to require to exchange law information. In fact, somebody had hit me from behind, pause. And they took off, but then ultimately I think they saw we had pulled over a long time ago, and they were like, all right, cool, we got to come back. So, I mean, when you hit somebody from behind, you got some explaining to do because you wasn't paying attention. But I say all that to say, pretty much they came back, and then my dad's like, hey, yeah, we're going to call the cops right here, let them know what happened, this and the third. And the person was like, oh, no. And then that's like, well, we just exchange. They just gonna make us. And my dad, he was like, they're just gonna make us exchange insurance information if you want to get your car fixed or if you who gonna rule at what fault. And they was like, I don't got it on there right now. This and the third. They weren't paying for car insurance. Again, if you don't have car insurance, that could be a ticket. That could easily be a ticket, depending on what state you're in, and most likely that's how the state goes. But yeah, man, coming on this joint on 58 minutes. Appreciate everybody for sticking it through with the kid. This was a quick one, man. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you guys are liking the new view. Hopefully I didn't get too laggy. But everything is looking good here tonight. Appreciate everybody for coming through and showing love. Hopefully the screen is not too blurry for y'all. You know what I'm saying? To do that extra little, stuff behind the scenes. I just wanted to see how it looks. How y'all feeling the new look. And I appreciate that. For the people who are just riding and listening along, appreciate y'all for also just listening and hanging out with the kid. This is pretty much Music Monday. I will be back again live on Wednesday, hopefully with Dunks, for another Sold Out Live, another Sold Out podcast. Hopefully next week I should have an unboxing for you guys as well for the sneaker things. But other than that, man, let's wrap things up for the night. Appreciate everybody for coming through and showing love. Y'all definitely smash that like button. Sub up to the channel if you're new, and if you haven't done so already, of course. Y'all know my name is Jeremy Jones, and what I normally do is make content about sneakers. Occasional trial hauls, and y'all know we got Music Monday, which is what this is. And I will be back live again on Wednesday with another sold out live. So in the meantime, sign up for that sold out Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the chat. It is free to sign up. And of course, we'll be back. Other than that, man, I'm officially out this thing, man. Y'all definitely smash the like button, sub up. And yeah, man, peace.
December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. For my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry a while. Oh, I'ma cry a while. I'ma cry a while. I cried so many nights. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. My heart is cold like December, where my heart can remember. Tell me to leave her alone. God don't know if I can remember. God don't know if I can remember. I'm drinking honey right now. Hope I don't crash all I'm out. If you see me out of town, hope I'm wildin' now. Lost my mind to this cup, it's unbearable now. Fuck the store, they run out of Sprite, oh wow. I don't feel bad when I'm high, I can't touch the sky. If I die late at night, know that I was high. Cried so many nights, but said I was fine. But my demons, I can fight them all, I'm on a high. I can play this song back, I'ma cry why. Oh, I'ma cry why. Oh, I'ma cry why. I cried so many nights, my heart is cold like December. Who broke my heart can remember.